Supporters of the proposed ban on voting and tabulating machines told commissioners why they believe the machines are vulnerable to hackers.
The auditors don't know what they don't know.
Just yesterday, the governor called on all tribes to, quote, banish the cartels.
Tribal council members or leadership was benefiting from the presence of the cartel being there. I still stand by those words.
In the end, the council voted to ban the governor.
This is the damage after a speeding SUV crashed into a Rapid City apartment building. When crews arrived, they discovered 2 people in the SUV had died and another person was seriously hurt.
The vehicle was traveling southbound on Haines at a very high rate of speed when it actually left the east side of the roadway.
The nonprofit sees an influx of applications in the days following the Stampede's Wiener Dog Night. Marshan enjoys playing matchmaker.
I like the process of making sure they get a good home. We're pretty picky where our dogs go.
The grief was evident as the crowd shared a moment of silence with the family. After a flag was raised by paramedics with Madden's name on it, the crowd walked to a nearby church for a private service.
I thought it was important to be here for the Hine family.
Kate Golden ran out of her house into what looked like a war zone. Smoke, the smell of gasoline, and bodies all over the place.
I could not believe my eyes. They were scattered all across the road.
39-year-old Michael Thiesfeld is accused of torturing a woman for hours.
This was a domestic type relationship. So it was ex-boyfriend and ex-girlfriend.
After the news of Governor Noem's dog Cricket, James Oppenheimer, executive director of the Sioux Falls Area Humane Society, has been getting interview requests from national media.
We'd like to have seen her give the animal a second chance. However, without knowing the specific circumstances, we don't know.
The Brookings County Sheriff's Office got a report of a payloader driving into oncoming traffic.
In any pursuit, we have no idea, what that end outcome is. Why is this person running from us?
On Face the Nation Sunday, Margaret Brennan asked Noem about a meeting with North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un.
You made the point to bring him up twice. You didn't catch these errors when you were recording it?
Oh, Margaret, as soon as it was brought to my attention, I took action.
The votes for the Keene and Frank Olson Park bond funding will wait.
One of the questions that has come up has been on the operational side and accessibility and pricing, and we knew we weren't going to be able to get to that conversation until probably the June-July timeframe.
The free summer meal program kicks off in the Sioux Falls School District on May 28th. Kids 18 and younger can eat for free Monday through Friday.
In the summertime, there's a lot of times where this is maybe the only meal that some of these kids.
Sanaa decided to help. Her 2 fundraising events for the World Central Kitchen raised over $10,000.
For me, a child go hungry while the food is only 2 miles away is not acceptable.
On his drive home from Lake Potsat, northwest of Brookings last night, Alan Dixon ran into a hatch of midges.
This is gross.
When I went to bed, I thought it was raining because they were hitting my window so hard.
After Bosma verified signing the petition, the call took a turn.
She asked me if I knew that I had signed a petition that would allow abortions up to the point of birth, which is completely false.
It was a job that I wanted since a kid, to be involved with the local television station, and that's a fact. And then to get that opportunity and to be reasonably successful at it, well, it just doesn't get any better than that.
When she went outside to wait for her lift, a driver approached and asked if she was waiting for her ride.
We had the lift light, so I was like, oh, there's a Lyft driver, automatically.
The Flanders Santee Sioux tribe has enacted a temporary ban on the governor.
I was offended by what she said about drug cartels.
It's flat out racism.
In a lot of ways, we were like family.
It just was always there for me.
People got to know that you're human, and if I have any legacy at all, I hope it's that.
Authorities arrested 64-year-old Jay Ostrom. He now faces 3 counts of first-degree murder.
You could hear her just pop. I think I heard about 5 rounds go off.
Hundreds of people gathered at the South Dakota Veterans Cemetery today.
It's not until my own military service that I was able to wrap my heart around why this day is so significant.
The blankets will mean more than just something cozy to cuddle up with.
I want to do something to actually find a cure. It's heartbreaking watching the families watch their loved ones go down that path.
Gunfire erupted in a southwest Sioux Falls neighborhood during a gathering around a fire pit.
But at this time, I can't really definitively speak on what the motive was.
Chet Jones is this year's Grand Marshal for the 2024 Juneteenth Sioux Falls celebration.
I didn't know that I was being nominated. I think it's an honor.
He's laid the foundation for folks like myself and also for the NAACP.
Creating Father's Day gifts on Founders Day. And look at some of the projects of KELOLAND's Day of Caring.
We take 4 hours and have our employees volunteer in the community, and they're paid for that service.
Wow.
North Sioux City Police say the bridge collapsed around 11 last night.
It's surreal. It's crazy seeing what water can do.
We now are working with 30 different counties facing emergency declaration.
Sinkholes and fallen electrical poles added to the chaos.
Very swift water, increasing depths, and as the operation went on, we started to experience structural failures.
What was home is now history.
Our foundation was wiped away.
Even though the water from a few days ago is now gone, it took a lot of dirt with it.
We're asking people, do not attempt to enter this area by yourself.
And there was no warning. It was us neighbors doing what we needed to do.